Hey guys, welcome back to the CNSL Season 6 Round of 4. We just had an amazing game number 1 between YSC, our Protoss player, and Soso, our last Terran of the last couple rounds. An absolutely epic game there, and can't wait to see, actually, you know, what Soso is going to bring to the table here, because it felt like, okay, there was a mistake here or there, but it felt like he could have possibly taken that last game against YSC. But YSC had a few too many good moves, and yeah, I guess that was that. You know, the recall up at 12 o'clock, and then just moving his army in at the right time while defending that bottom right main. So hard to break main bases when Protosses take them. Going up ramps for the Terran army to attack is incredibly, incredibly hard. Just, you know, you have to siege tanks, and then they run stuff up onto your very thinned out army there, and this tanks deal massive splash damage to you. So, tough situation. Either way, we're on a very different map now here in New Heartbreak Ridge, and it looks like YSC is coming over for a gas steal. So while we wait for him to steal that gas and be a general nuisance over here in Soso's base, I'd like to invite you to hit that subscription button. You know, that's always a great thing. I really appreciate everyone who subscribes to the channel. Of course, hitting that notification bell will show you when new videos go up, which, like, you might not actually need, but you should put it anyways. Because I do release a new video every single day at, well, 10 a.m. my time, which is Atlantic Standard Time. But that would be like 9 a.m. EST. And who knows what time in Europe. But, yeah, hope that you guys are enjoying, and if you do want to, you know, subscribe to the Patreon, please feel free, patreon.com/Artosis. That's also in the description. Now, some good micro there from Soso. We watched him kind of chase the probe, put some damage on it. Very annoying, but, you know, Soso will go ahead and now deal with this assimilator. I wanted to talk about this just a little bit for a moment, because you're always going to see it like this, and this is something I kind of take for granted, but you put one SCV on the top, because when this dies, these 3 SCVs will glitch, right? The area that this takes up, basically the geyser will displace these 3, but it will not displace this one. So you can instantly make the geyser with this SCV, whereas these 3 wouldn't be able to. So watch. See how they all just kind of went, they all went to the side. It looks like he had a shift click on them, specifically that game, or this game. And the top one instantly made. Right. Also, one thing to note, it doesn't really matter how many SCVs you attack the assimilator with. You lose about the same amount of money. It's very, very close. And another thing to mention is that Protoss, it's always good to offensive gas. Like, they are generally gaining, if your SCVs are very smart and on top of things, they're generally gaining in the vicinity of 50 minerals by doing that. Right. So it costs them 100 to put it down. It's going to cost you about 150 to get rid of it. So definitely always a good move. You know, I talk about that a lot here. About, you know, you should offensive gas when you can. It's true. Okay, so the forward gate doesn't really do anything. 4 Marines get in here very, very quickly. You can see YSC is mining out the back here. So it does look like he has some more aggressive intentions. He gets rid of that mineral patch. Doesn't even need to do the mineral jumping. And that means the Zealots can walk around this bunker. Maps like this can be a little bit tough for Terran because of that, right? You really have to think about that. Do you end up making more Marines to try to block that? You know, the factory's pretty slow. So when I see 2 Zealots coming, it's like, oh man, that is very annoying, especially with the Dragoon coming as well. Like, if you go straight Vulture, no add-on, the Dragoon is going to do pretty well against that overall. So here we go, the 2 Zealots and Probe coming down. I think he's started to figure out, like, hey, where is everything? You might be trying to jump. But as he goes up, he is going to see, uh-oh, already some Zealots in that main base. Probably will start another Marine here as well. Yeah, going to need those additional units. SCV's coming up to help fight. Backs up. Nice targeting on that probe. Ooh, very good targeting. Very good micro here from Soso. The SCV's doing a great job of helping out. Puts 1 Marine back in to deal with that Zealot, and you know, it's not 100% dealt with yet, but it does feel like Soso's doing a good job. Oftentimes, I'm very worried. We've seen some other great Terrans like Scan fall to things like this. But it looks like Soso has done well enough. Does end up losing some SCVs, maybe more than he really wanted to, but his command center is a lot faster than this Nexus because of the amount of money that YSC put into that attack. So yeah, this feels not bad at all for Soso. I think most Terrans would be pretty happy with how that went down. He does still have to be a little bit careful of up here. We might actually end up seeing a bunker. It looks like 2 SCVs just sitting. And that can be okay as well, to just pull SCVs for a little limited amount of time. But look at that. Like, this unit set does beat this unit set. And in fact, especially so when the Zealot gets on top of things. So some real damage being put out. And now the Dragoons are going to be incredibly annoying. Now, siege mode and a siege tank is on the way. But if the 3 Dragoons get, like, in the main base, they may be able to out-micro everything and kill the tank. It's definitely something you have to watch out for. This tank comes up. Oh, no. Oh, no. He's actually taking hits. 3 hits. 4 hits. Well, that's unfortunate. Losing your first siege tank in a situation like this is about as bad as it can be. Now, he is surrounding these goons, so this was actually an excellent surround. Is going to be able to kill that one as well. That definitely does make up a little bit for what went on, but obviously we're having lost mining time at this point. The Nexus is done, and the probe lead already going over to YSC because of how much the SCVs have been fighting. This one Dragoon trying to deal some additional damage, but of course we do have the siege tank coming out. Siege mode is done, so he'll go ahead and siege. This one's going to want to pull back to here. And of course, these 2 Dragoons will just pull back in general. So there he goes. He puts it right there, because then the tank has to unsiege and move. And as the siege tank moves here, these 2 Dragoons probably will come in and hit again, just for maximum annoyance. But a second tank is coming, so it's not the end of the world. He can just siege up 2 at that point and hold on to all locations. So wow, oh my gosh, losing my breath almost from the amount of action that went on there. Now, where are we at? Reaver is coming. Shuttle speed is coming. Looking over at this base. Some turrets, because he is playing blind, right? So he's going 3 turret, which is... That's like the minimum where you're pretty safe. You need 1 at each command center. It's like a centralized defense, right? Like the turret will basically keep the tank safe, or they have to sacrifice the shuttle to get on top of the tank. So he's got 1 at each command center, and then you always have to have 1 kind of in the middle, which is a bridge to the other 2, but also helping to defend the factories. Because anytime any race, Terran, Protoss, or Zerg is on top of Terran production, that spells disaster very, very quickly. Now, some Dragoons going around. Looks like YSC gonna just be poking and prodding a little bit, seeing if he can find some damage. Supply depot going down. Armory going down. I love having some buildings up here to kind of give you some vision to mess up army movement if your opponent tries to attack through that way. 2 more gates coming up, so it's going to be 4 gate robo. Oh, this is kind of interesting. We'll talk about that in a second, because right now they are putting a lot of damage onto this depot, but a good siege. YSC should just pull back. So if you go 4 gate goon plus robo, that'll basically, and that plus robo I'm talking about specifically the Reaver, but hold on, actually a drop coming out. Oh my god. Loses both of his siege tanks. Okay, this is getting really, really, really terrible. What I was gonna say is, if your opponent tries to attack and you went 4 gate goon plus Reaver on 2 base, you'll basically hold on against everything. If you just produce consistently out of those, oh my god, this is bad. This is real bad for Soso right now. YSC just ripping him apart. He thought about that for a moment. He definitely thought about it. Pulls back. Reaver looking for some more damage. Looks like they will be able to clean up on this armory. YSC sending a lot of Dragoons across the map. Yeah, gonna go ahead, drop once again. Sacrifices the Dragoon to get the Reaver out and get a shuttle shot, and actually ends up losing that, but another great volley there. Gets on top of the bunker, and excuse me, Marines are going to start falling. The wall is keeping Soso alive, but only barely. Look at this. Twice the worker count right now for YSC. He is just demolishing this game, keeping those aggressive plays up. and Soso just not able to parry them. You really have to block all these types of things very close to perfectly. You know, Protoss just can start to run away with things, and certainly that's something we see here from YSC. You know, not even really rallying his units all that well. We have like a ton of goons at home. We have a ton of probes that are just kind of chilling at the Nexus, but that's because he's microing heavily across the map. Right now with 50 workers against 20, this is a very, very winning position for YSC. You know, if we were to win this game as Soso, you're basically looking to mass up, get some upgrades going, and be able to push out and hold this area. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that, because if you look at the actual army, it's like 60 supply advantage here for YSC. He is literally just walking forward with goons against tanks in siege mode. Yeah, and he's going to be able to pick that off really quickly. Down go both the tanks. He loses 1 goon for 2 tanks. Well, I guess some of these will get trapped in here. But I think Soso's just about done, man. There's really nothing left. As more goons come up, he could just right-click on everything one at a time. GG. YSC extends his lead 2-0.